He's got 21, and the Aces lead 26-11. And Damon Sweet being checked over. You're watching Aces basketball on WFIE TV, Channel 14 Evansville. And what a start here by the Red Hot Aces. They will leave probably on Wednesday for Cincinnati, where they're the top seed in the MCC tournament. They'll play the winner of either Dayton or Loyola Friday night at 6 here on 14. So plan your Friday night dinner and parties accordingly.
You want to know how well-schooled the Aces are with knowing what the other team's going to do. John McLeod stood up and gave out a signal, and 4 of the players immediately had the signal relayed to the rest of the other players. Reed Jackson was the first one, and everybody else picked up on it almost immediately.
12 seconds. Bennett dishes it down to Ellis. He's got to do something here. Tries to get it to Ross. 5. Bennett from downtown. Hoopman with a rebound. Jackson to Casebeer. He'll take it up. Absolutely unstoppable. 23 for Casebeer. 28-11 and a timeout. They're going absolutely nuts at Roberts.
As a charter member of the area's most exclusive money management checking account, look at the benefits you receive. Charter Checking's unlimited check writing means you have money management capabilities and you earn high interest while you make a variety of investment transactions. Stop by any Union Federal office today. We'll put you first with Charter Checking.
Congratulations, you're a charter member.
The bank that puts you first.
You know, with our tri-state weather, it's never too early to think spring. Spring cleanup, spring planting, spring fix-up. There's plenty to do inside and out. And I rely on Keisters to help me get started.
Get a head start on unwanted weeds, grasses, and insects with Ortho. Ready to use and concentrated formulas in a size to tackle any job. Have beautiful roses and flowers this year with Ortho Systemic Rose and Flower Care.
Hurry to Keisters, where the help you need is always handy.
Among this sellout crowd watching the game tonight is Parrish Casebeer's former high school coach, Terry Reed. He's in the first row with Rich Racines. Do you think he's proud of this effort?
Well, this guy, he is really feeling it right now, and anytime you throw it to Mr. Casebeer, it's like throwing into a black hole because it's going up, baby. He's not going to be passing it off, not when you're this hot.
An incredible 23 points of the Aces 28. They lead at 28-11, 8:36 to go. Notre Dame, trying to keep this from being an absolute lapper, are back to the drawing board as you're looking at John McLeod, the 54-year-old native of New Albany. Went to Holy Trinity Elementary School, where the nuns used to pray for the football team. He says, hey, can they pray for the basketball team now that I'm here? He went to Providence High School to Bellarmine, where he was a non-starter. And it's been a long route after 18 years in the pro. He's back at the Golden Dome, but he probably wishes he were back in South Bend right now. They did not expect this. Tower being left alone. Bennett. And the ball is just not going Notre Dame's way. And here comes the leading scorer, Parrish Casebeer.
He's got nearly twice as many points as
Elkins.
Notre Dame. No turnovers for the Aces, and we've played 12 minutes.
30-11. And finally, Mr. Ellis gets free on the alley-oop. Big Daddy, as he's called, out of East St. Louis, Illinois. Gets his 4th point, 30-13, Evansville.
A little frustration, I believe, on that shot.
Elkins kicks it back out. Notre Dame believes a half foul away from the ball, and it'll be on, might be the 3rd on Keith Tower or Carl Cozen. And it is on, it's on Cozen.
I think Cozen had Casebeer in about a half Nelson there.
Cozen's a Chicago product. Isel comes back in. You know, Cozen out of Oak Lawn, Illinois. He's only a sophomore. He's the big number 50. but he's not as big as number 5, Tower. They call him the Eiffel Tower. They tried to get it into Heisel, knocked away by Bennett.
We've only had 4 fouls so far, and we have played 12.5 minutes here. That's pretty good for us being a pretty physical game, but it's a clean physical game.
Jackson. Hoopman. Sasha with a rebound and the basket. 4 for the West German. And it's a 32. Aces back up by 19.
That was one of the things that really concerned John McLeod. The first 2 things out of his mouth when we said, what concerns you about the Aces? They're going to get Mark Heisel. Heisel was clapping. He thought he had taken the charge.
That's only the 2nd team foul as Cozen goes under the bucket to bring it in.
The 2 things that he was concerned about was the scoring of Casebeer and the size inside of Hoopman.
A push on Elmer Bennett. Those are the kind of plays where a player can get hurt. Casebeer's holding his back. Watch this.
Well, Casebeer had really set him up to come up with the steal, and then Bennett undercut him over there going for the ball. Good hard play, good hard-nosed play, both players.
Tower out, Ross in. Number 54. Now there's John Ross. He's only 6'9". His brother, the twin, is almost 6'10". Jackson will put it up. In and out, rebound, Carl Cozen. And here comes Bennett. And a foul on Evansville. They'll call it on Andy Elkins. That's 2 on Elkins.
That's a good call. Andy was still moving over, didn't get position. A little bit late. Here comes Andy over. You see him still moving over.
That's 2 of the 3 fouls on the Boise High School product. And here comes Brooks Boyer, another one of the sophomores. He's out of Jackson, Michigan, checking in for Notre Dame.
Boyer was the guy who John McLeod felt like was fouled against DePaul on Saturday, which precipitated the technical. Tied at 65 with 2 seconds to go. McLeod picks up the technical, and DePaul beats Notre Dame. And boy, is that game looming very large right now as the Aces have the 19-point lead.
Notre Dame not a real good free throw shooting team. They average 67% from the line. But Bennett gets his 5th point. He's the high point man for Notre Dame, but they need a lot more than 14. 32-14. Jackson with the ball. Here's Casebeer. And a tip.
I'm not so sure Ellis didn't tip that in.
Give Casebeer the basket. 25 first half points, and we got 6:15 to go.
That's the biggest lead, 20 points.
Bennett kicks it back. This is John Ross. And a rebound by Elkins.
I think that's what McLeod wanted. He wanted to put Ross in, and he said something to Elmer Bennett like they were going to run a play for him. Aces trying to spread it out a little bit and get Casebeer free.
Hoopman. Casebeer. Hoopman with a foul on Sasha Hoopman. He and Cozen were wrestling for it. A couple of good tips, but they just didn't fall. Sasha picks up the fall.
Sasha didn't get the ball in time.
His first, team 4th. Neither team has committed more than 4 fouls. 5:40 to go as Notre Dame brings it down.
Tom Rucker is drawing the wrath of some fans on the far side. He probably has a deaf ear.
And LaFonso Ellis with the elbow. Hillary caught it. You know, one thing this will do, if it holds true to form, people around the country will say, you know, some people may say, who's Evansville? Evansville has held some very good teams, and Notre Dame has scored against some very good ball clubs.
They played against Duke, North Carolina. They've beaten USC. They played some very, very good teams.
The crowd getting on Ellis. That's his first.
Notre Dame really has it going right now, though, over the last 3 or 4 weeks. But, boy, not tonight.
They've come in winning 8 of their last 10, but they talk about hot. The Aces have won 14 of 15. Heisel. 6 for Heisel. A 37-14 lead.
John McLeod goes down to the bench to try to find another player to put in.
2 of the TV stations from the South Bend are down here with their satellite trucks.
They're not going to have many Notre Dame highlights in the first half anyway.
Ross. And John Ross ends the drought. He's out of Northfield High School, was a second-team All-Stater, played with Damon Bailey and Eric Montrose on an AAU team. He and his twin brother, and they were national champs back in '90.
Notre Dame just can't go 3 minutes at a time without scoring a field goal. They've got a free throw in there, but they've just really struggled offensively. The first 2 possessions, they looked pretty good, and then that was it.
If you joined us late, there's nothing wrong with the scoreboard. It is Evansville, 37-16. The Aces came out absolutely smoking. Parrish Kashmir with 25, a block. Hootman in the right place at the right time. Kokenauer.
I think Kokenauer may have broken his nose. I mean, he is really holding his nose, and he is in some pain.
Cozen up, no good, and taken away by Parrish Kashmir. Knocked away. This is Bennett. Heisel with the steal, and he takes it out. If we can get a shot of, let's take another look. We're going to take a timeout. We'll also check on Todd Kokenauer, but what a performance. Aces 23-point lead, 3:15 to go in the half.
Back injuries are probably the most common type of injuries people receive. They can also be one of the most lingering of injuries. Fortunately, we in the Tri-State have many competent physicians who treat neck and back injuries. Even so, treatment can often be prolonged and expensive. Robert John and Associates have represented neck and back injury victims for years and understand their unique problems.
If you have been injured, call us at Robert John and Associates for a free consultation.
Maybe it's the water or something in the air that gives people here what we call common sense. You can see it in the things they do, like going to 76 for their gasoline. It's the same quality the winning drivers in NASCAR depend on. And people figure if it can satisfy the demands of racing, think what it can do for their cars, which, as you'd expect, makes perfect sense. 76, go with the spirit.
Enter the Filler Up Sweepstakes and win free gas for a year, only at 76.
Although they're a little bit out of your picture right now among the former players back, there's Chris Bomba at the top of your screen. He's talking to Brad Brownell, and also a Baltimore, Maryland native is back to watch the Aces. One of the best athletes we've seen in many years, Ryan Hill. Dean, we saw a couple moments ago, Todd Kokenauer, one tough kid. You thought he may have even could have took quite a shot in the face.
I mean, he was really holding his nose. And I don't know if we can take another look at it and see it. I think we've got it on replay. The Aces now 7 of 10 from three-point range. Watch the right hand right there on Kokenauer, and it catches Todd either in the upper lip or on the nose. He's out of the game right now. We'll see if we can get a shot of him over there on the bench.
Notre Dame inbounding it. Notre Dame with their work cut out for them. They're staring at a 23-point deficit. They don't have as many points. They trail by as many as Kashmir has. He has 25. Ross, an air ball, and that'll bring out the crowd. We're under 3 minutes, 2:54 to go.
Aces trying to shorten the game a little bit now, run some clock. Got a 23-point lead, even against these guys. These guys know how to score. Notre Dame, don't let that 13 points or 16 points now fool you.
Eisel, and a rebound by Carl Kozin. Bennett has to think twice from way out. Kozin, and they say two. Ted Hillary said he had his foot on the line. Kozin with his first two, and it's 39-18. Down to almost the 2-minute mark. It's kind of like the Southern Illinois game where the Aces ran out and hid. In goes Andy Ellis. There we see Todd Kokenauer, and boy, he is nursing what hopefully isn't a broken nose. The Aces' best defensive player, sideline, was not an intentional foul. It was going for a loose ball, but he took quite a lick just a few moments ago.
Aces may have to hold tryouts for the second half for somebody to play guard.
And Bennett, for the second time this half, loses it on the way to the hole. Bennett was the leading scorer in Texas 5A history. He once scored...
You're not going to keep this guy down for very long.
No. In comes Mr. Kokenauer, and he's going to be shadowed by Bennett. Bennett once scored 50-some points in a game. Down to a minute and a half, 1:30.
Whoever Ellis is guarding is the release man right now. Last time it was Elkins. Now he's on Jackson, so Jackson came out. I don't think Ellis can guard either Jackson or Elkins on the perimeter.
Started to say this might be like the Southern Illinois game, only the Aces have improved. They don't intend to blow this lead. Casebeer has been silent for a little while.
Shot clock was under 10, and Casebeer just said, give it to me.
28 first half points for Casebeer.
Biggest lead for the Aces.
42-18. We're down to 50 seconds. Ross tried to dump it down. Jim Cruz instructing to Reed Jackson about the defense as Bennett will bring it in. Ellis, nice dish down low and a foul on Reed Jackson. Jackson going up against Ross. Ross will go to the line with 40 seconds to go. Here it is, how it looked again.
Reed Jackson's not going to back down from anybody. There he goes, up very strong. Reed is one tough customer.
So one of the twins goes to the game, goes to the line.
And you notice that Notre Dame is shooting into the crowd, into the student section in the first half. You might think that's why, but it's for the defense. John McLeod wants his defense down on his end the second half.
4 points for Ross. A lot of the UE students are down in Florida at spring break, but they still have a good contingent of fans here. 42-20, 30 seconds to go. The Aces will go for the final shot. We were told the Aces were a 5 to 6 point favorite by the odds makers.
Somebody knew something.
Yeah. And they have lived up to the billing. Casebeer gets it batted away, down to 8. The one guy you don't want to shoot. Why not? Here's Bennett. And Parrish Casebeer sends the Aces in with a 25-point lead. He's got 30. We're coming back. 45-20 Aces. We'll be right back.
I'll take the special.
I'll take the special.
I'll take the special.
And you should too. The monthly specials at True Value hardware stores, like Tough Flare AstroTurf doormats for just $5.99 each. They have a slip-resistant backing and are easy to clean too. In March, they're just $5.99 each while supplies last. They're just one of the terrific specials at True Value, the neighborhood hardware stores with national buying power.
I'll take the special. Most of our customers come to AutoZone for low prices and for parts they can replace themselves. But many people come because we speak their language. Things like duration and lift and compression ratios, stuff like that. Because a guy who's going to rebuild an engine, he won't buy parts from just anybody. And since AutoZone stocks complete engines, we know what makes them tick inside and out. Sure, we sell our best parts at our best prices every day. But if we know something that's going to help you do the job right, you get that free.
I would recommend Dimple Wolf Ford to any of my family and friends.
I've been a customer here for 7 years. I'm a customer here by choice.
I heard that Dimple Wolf's give you a real good deal on their pricing, and their selection is fantastic.
I have shopped in Evansville, but I decided Dimple Wolf was a better deal.
I saved quite a bit of money by coming to Dimple Wolf.
The follow-up is tremendous. Everything Dimple Wolf has done for me has been really great.
There's a business where goals aren't measured by quarters, but by generations. A business where the board meets under open sky. For this business, DuPont created Accent, a low-use rate herbicide that protects corn from Johnson grass and foxtail, and protects the land as well. Because in this business, the accent is on tomorrow.
There you see, Dean, an incredible score, but what's really incredible, the play of Parrish Casebeer.
He has got 31 points. He is 7 of 8 from three-point range. Parrish Casebeer, I mean, just a typical shot. I think everybody in the building there at the end of the half thought it was going to go in, and it did. John McLeod's got to be scratching his head. I have no idea what he could be telling his players other than, guys, I don't think you're playing all that badly. You're running to a buzzsaw tonight. You know, let's get out of here and go back to South Bend and still hope we get a bid.
Something we mentioned before, the Irish have to handle the ball a little bit better. They've turned it over a few times. Again, a credit. Ellis had kind of one of these type fouls. Again, it looks like they're frustrated at the offensive end.
The Aces defensively, when you give Jim Cruz this much time, they played last Tuesday. They've had almost a week to prepare. And when you play that kind of defense, but the defense isn't winning the game right now. Let's not kid anybody. It's the offense of Parrish Casebeer. But when you give Jim Cruz that much time to prepare for a team, his team is going to know every offensive move that the other team can do. And right now they're doing it.
Some of the other players, are you surprised? You think Ellis, Bennett, if someone's going to come back, who's going to have to lead the charge?
It's got to be the seniors. Tower got out of things early. He's one of the seniors. The other three right now that average over 16 points, Bennett, Sweet, and Ellis. Any one of the three very capable of putting 20 points and a half together. And it's going to take more than one to bring this team back.
How important has been the play of Sasha Hoopman? How much does he have to stay on the floor?
We've said it all year long how important Sasha is, not only from an offensive standpoint, from a defensive standpoint. He is the Aces defense. He can come over, and Sasha's gotten a lot quicker even as we go along through the season. But he is a guy that can just plug up the middle. He's also a guy that can help cure mistakes. If you get beat on the baseline or you get beat in the middle, there's a guy that's 7-1, and Bennett's got in there a couple of times where he's had to shoot that high arching shot and hasn't been able to hit it. But let's not forget Sasha on the offensive end sets those screens for Parrish Casebeer.
Absolutely. Well, you know, someday I think we'll see a couple of these current Aces in what's called the Corridor of Champions, a great-looking facility, and someone who knows an awful lot about it, Rod Clutter from the Corridor of Champions Foundation. Rod, a very special night coming up later this month, March 27th. Tell us about that.
Very definitely, Mike. Our Robert Stadium Foundation Incorporated is sponsoring our first project, which is the Corridor of Champions that you see around the top of the stadium right now. We have displays for the Aaron McCutcheon area that's just starting. Max, a member of our National Basketball Hall of Fame, as you know. We have a display right now for our all-state players, also for our Indiana All-Star participants. For example, Parrish Casebeer was on the Indiana All-Star team a couple of years ago, and Andy Elkins was first 5 All-State. These are the people. We're inducting some 70 to 75 people, All-Staters, All-Star players go back to the year 1915.
Some of the people may not even be. This is in the display case. How does the selection? Who decides who's going to go into the Corridor of Champions?
Well, the Robert Stadium Foundation has a board of directors, some 25 people, and we have a selection committee. Al Dabo, a local businessman, is chairman of the selection committee. This committee selects the people for induction, brings them to the full board of 25 people for approval, and they're approved or disapproved in that manner.
You've got some. You got a very good speaker coming back. Tell us about Tell us about that, and also how can people get tickets?
That's very good, Mike. On 27th of March, Friday the 27th of March, up in the hospitality room here at the stadium, we're having our first induction dinner, and Lee Hamilton, former All-Stater from Evansville Central in 1948, one of the top 10 federal elected officials in the United States of America, will be here as our guest speaker. He will also be inducted into the Hall of Fame that night, in our Card of Champions. We'd like the public to participate by buying tickets to that. They can call the stadium here at 476-1383. We'll take their name, address, and telephone number, and get back to them, and have them join us for the night. $15 per person, and we need their support.
And again, when you say champions, it's not just basketball, it's all kinds of champions, right?
Well, in this particular, we're talking about basketball coaches, basketball-related activities and people. We call it the Carter Champions. Some would call it a Hall of Fame.
How many, again, you got 75 going in?
Some 70, 75 people, dating back to the year 1915. We have a few that are deceased, of course. But our two most recent ones will be Perry Skatesbury and Andy Elkin, which makes it very current, of course.
Rod, wish you the best. Again, March 27th, I'm sure it'll be a fun night.
I hope so, Mike. I hope you'll be able to come.
We'll be there.
Okay, thank you.
It's been quite a half. Again, 45-20. Casebeer already with 31, but another half to go. And Dean's going to talk to some very lovely UE representatives when we return.
Follow the leader.
Today, thousands and thousands of families and businesses look to us as their partner.
Follow the leader.
Leading the way means having the convenience, the service, and the understanding to make these partnerships work. And that's important to us.
Citizens, the one who leads the way. Follow the leader.
For as long as there have been neighbors, there have been neighborhoods. And with them came a tradition of people relying on one another. And along with the post office and the grocer, many rely on their neighborhood's 76 station for quality gasolines, the same quality the winning drivers in NASCAR depend on us to provide. And how could we do anything less for our neighbors? 76, go with the spirit.
Enter the Filler Up Sweepstakes and win free gas for a year, only at 76.
The latest on teasers tonight on Newswatch at 10.
45-20 here at halftime, and some people that have been doing a lot of cheering, the Aces cheerleaders. And Carrie Haley, I guess you've got to be one happy person right now with this.
I'm thrilled. I've grown up in Evansville. I've followed the Aces since I was this tall, and this is the best ending to my cheering season. It's wonderful.
How many years have you been on the squad?
This is actually my first year on the squad. I just transferred in, and this is the best way to spend my senior year.
What are you majoring in, and what do you hope to do in the future?
Well, I'm majoring in public relations, and I'll probably stick around Evansville. I think this is the best place to be. So.
Well, we just hope you have a lot to cheer about in the second half.
Oh, no doubt. Me too. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go over here, and this guy isn't quite as pretty as Gary, but Rich LaBounty. Rich, this kind of a nice way to go out here.
Yeah, I'd really like to beat Notre Dame here. I love how the crowd's all fired up for the game too.
How many hours a week do you guys put in?
It really depends. I've got two partners, so I spend extra time stunning off practice, but usually we'll put in about 4 to 6 hours a week, team practice, and we try to get 2 hours a week stunning practice with our partners.
What are you majoring in? What do you hope to do?
I'm a public relations major, and I hope to get a job with like an airline or something because I've got some language skills.
So you'd like to travel around a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I'd like to go to the NCAAs and travel out west or something.
All right, Rich, congratulations. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
The final senior is Dustin Brentlinger, and Dustin, what a way to go out. The Aces are 25. You guys have had a lot to cheer about.
Yeah, this is the greatest game. This is a great way to go out. I'm really happy the fans are getting into it.
How many years have you been on the squad?
I've only been on the squad once, and I kind of helped out 1 year. But it's been the best year of my college career. I'm really glad I did it.
What are you majoring in? What do you hope to do in the future?
I'm an interpersonal communications major, and I'm hoping to go ahead and start pursuing my master's.
All right, well, good luck to you, and we got to keep this Aces victory up.
Thanks.
All right, that was the Aces cheerleaders, 3 representatives off of a hard-working squad. And now let's go over to Mike Blake, who has another special guest.
Thanks, Dean. With me is one of the writers for the Indianapolis Star. This is Dave Benner. Dave, you cover the Irish. What's your reaction to this first half?
Somewhat of a shock. I figured Notre Dame came into this game with something to play for, much like Evansville did. I mean, an NCAA berth technically is on the line for Notre Dame. Evansville just came out and took it right away from them, and all the credit goes to Evansville.
You've covered the NBA for several years. Have you seen many performances like this, what Casper's done in the first half?
No, I did that for 8 years before I switched over to college basketball, and I've not seen, you see a lot of great players make a lot of great plays, but I haven't seen one individual take over a game like he did. He took all the heart out of Notre Dame completely. With every three-pointer he hit, he tore their hearts out.
You've seen Notre Dame several times.